You are now listening to Scheduling Fate, hosted by author and counseling astrologer Jamie Magee. For more information, please go to schedulingfate.com. Hi there, and welcome to Scheduling Fate. My name is Jamie Magee, and I am your astrologer. And today, our topic is one of my favorites. It's manifestation. Now, this is going to be a series of videos, and in this series, we're going to touch on how your unique, one-of-a-kind birth chart and the transits, where the planets are now, influence how you naturally manifest and attract things to you. Now, I say touch on because both manifestation and your natal promise are vastly deep topics. We could talk for months and years on end just about one element in your chart or how to manifest. But if you have a copy of your birth chart, please keep it close during the series. If you do not have a copy, you can get a free one on my site. The link is right below this broadcast. Now, I've also created a free PDF booklet that will help you work through some of the concepts that we're talking about now. And it's designed so that even if you know nothing about astrology, you'll be able to use the keywords to gain self-understanding and hopefully awareness about how you both consciously and unconsciously manifest circumstances or material objects into your life. In the comments, I would love to know how easy you find it to manifest right now, and of course, what your sun sign is. All right, so let's dive into this topic. Now, whether this is the first time we have crossed paths or if you have been a long time follower, thank you. I want to say that with certainty that unconsciously or consciously, you're on a path of self-discovery. And it is my hope that I can help inspire you on your journey and help you appreciate how far you've come. And more than likely, I would say that you have experienced some kind of life quake, some kind of shakeup or some kind of breakup or breakdown or breakthrough, which in turn triggered the path that you are on now and inspired this need to look within, but also look without, look at the world that you find yourself standing in. So take a second to appreciate how far you've come, no matter how hard it was or it seems right now. As you're thinking about this, I want you to appreciate that it's all worth it. It's worth what is waiting for you at the other end of this path. Show gratitude. It's one of the important steps of manifestation. One of the biggest gifts of astrology is foresight. It's a calendar, it's timing. It's a practice that reveals when these life quakes are coming, how long they're going to last, when they're going to end, the topics and area of life that you could be experiencing these in, and what they could influence. Now, however, the awareness is only half the battle. Surrendering and trusting the outcome of this life shift and having good intentions about how you want it to unfold for you. And of course, the willingness to be a student of life and open to change, that is the real challenge right there. That is something that is a lot of internal work, not external work. And especially, this is especially difficult when it comes to relationships, your status, your core values, anything that has to do with your earning or how you support and protect your family. When you have shakeups in these areas, it's very hard to focus on positive outcomes. I know that. Trust me, I completely understand that. But that's exactly when we are meant to grow through the challenge. And you have everything you need to grow through whatever you're handling right now. Now, with that being said, staying positive, really thinking forward, it could be something that your birth chart may not be geared toward doing that easily. You may not be the type of person that naturally sees the positive side of things in general, or perhaps you have always been the person who has seen the positive side. You've always had that smile and say, you know what, it's just another day. We're going to get through it. But you went through a life quake. You went through a big change. And now it's very hard for you to keep your hopes up because no matter how high you hold them, things still seem to be changing, even if you don't want them to change. In either case, I think a good mantra to walk with is this too shall pass. It's a good one to hold on to during those hard times. And I also want you to keep in mind that you are meant to grow with your birth chart, to dance with the challenges and the opportunities. And the cosmic transits, how the sky moves and speaks to that moment of your birth, really helps you paint a beautiful canvas of awareness and soul growth. So kind of see it as soul growth. I'm going through this, but I'm growing and it's going to be worth it. And what's interesting about both astrology and manifestation is that whether you quote believe in them or are aware of them, they are always in action in your life. So self-awareness is a valuable tool. Now, astrology is energy, but it's also a measure of time. Everything has its seasons. Manifestation is focused attention and actions that bring desires into your reality. It can also bring needs into your reality. But what about the unfocused attention, or when it feels like you are swimming upstream, desperately trying to hold on to a relationship, a job, but you can't stop the ending despite how much you go through the positivity steps and thinking about what you want to bring into your life? Does that mean that you are manifesting incorrectly? Absolutely not. It simply means the universe has bigger plans, which call for bigger shifts, and it knows that you deserve better, which can be hard to accept. Trust me, I know. However, this is where astrology and self awareness and a deeper dive into manifestation can help you. Manifestation is, in short, bringing your desires and goals and dreams into reality through focus, intention, and positive thinking. I think I've said that a few times already, but this is done by clear intentions. This is something that you'll hear me say around new moons. Let's set some clear intentions, defining your goals and visualizing them. It's done with a positive mindset, believing that this is yours, affirming that it's yours, speaking in that Aries word, I am this, I am that, this is mine, and taking action toward the goal that you want to bring into your life and staying open. And what I mean by staying open is I mean saying yes, even if it scares you. Yes, I'll do this because it's an action step toward the manifestation that you're trying to bring into your life. And of course, it's all about gratitude. That's step 4. Having a gratitude for what you have, appreciating the tiniest thing that you bring into your life because that raises your vibration and allows you to bring in even more. And the last step of manifestation is letting go, releasing the outcome, trusting that you don't need to understand how it's going to happen, just believing that it will happen, and then stepping back and avoiding obsession, constantly worrying about how it can happen, when it's going to happen, what happens if it doesn't happen. Those are things that can definitely block you. No matter what your zodiac sign is, that last one can be one of the more challenging ones. If you ask the universe for a healthy relationship and instead you face a breakup, or if you ask to be a part of a successful company that's going to change the world and instead you're let go without warning, it's not that your manifestation or the universe is ignoring you. Instead, it's removing what is blocking you from what you desire. Now, if you're listening to me and you're thinking to yourself, Jamie, you're crazy. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for what I'm going through, but everything still fell apart. It still crumbled without warning. I would tell you that you are more than likely feeling the impact of a transit speaking to your chart, to that natal promise, that intention that your lifetime has. And this energy's purpose is to help you reach your karmic goals in this lifetime. In other words, on an unconscious, soul deep level, you've asked for this change. And I completely understand how hard that is to accept at the moment. But I assure you, in hindsight, you will see that there was a purpose, there was a plan, and there was divine timing. Now, one of the biggest pitfalls I see when I work with clients is surrendering and not attaching a name, a person, or a specific job or title to any intention. Now, what I mean by that is say that you want to have a relationship with this person, or you want to work with this company, or you want to do, you name it, insert it. And the universe is like, "What? Why? That company's gonna go bankrupt, or this person has infidelity issues. You want this kind of relationship. This person doesn't match that. It has a different viewpoint." So, not attaching specific names, people, or places to your manifestations is definitely gonna help you say yes to those things that are scary and trust that what is being let go of is being let go of for a reason. And that's a very big Plutonian energy that a lot of us are working with right now in our charts. Now, another big pitfall, and I have done this myself, is not understanding or trusting the breakdown and doing everything in your power, including making yourself really small, over compromising just to hold a situation together. Now, the thing is, the universe doesn't want you to surrender who you are or play small. That is not the name of the game. And if you have a lot of fixed placements, if like Taurus, Leo, or Scorpio, or Aquarius, you are going to struggle the most with letting go of something that has hit its expiration date. You use a lot of discernment when you bring things into your life. So letting go of them is not something that you do easily because you really thought that you saw everything coming and you didn't see this curve coming down the road, or you don't really want to start all over again because you put so much work into the situation you're already in. Now, those of you who have cardinal sign placements like Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, you have no trouble taking action toward goals that you want, but you may have trouble holding on to the vision, doing those action steps after saying, this is the launch point. because you're constantly inspired to go and begin something else. Now, those of you with mutable energy like Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, you could easily struggle one moment with manifestation and then excel at it in the next. You may be really focused on the past or really focused on the future or sitting on the fence, not really sure which way you want to go because your energy is always changing. It's mutable. It's an status between what was and what will be. Now, the thing is, no matter what signs the planets that you have are in, all the zodiac signs are in your chart. And by transit, what was once easy will be hard, and what was once hard will be easy at some point in your life. That's the beauty of the universe. Knowing your timing and being self-aware of the highest and lowest energetic levels of the planets in your chart will help you pivot and trust those changes. Trust what you are manifesting and that there's a process to it that you are not completely aware of. There's always things at work to bring things to you. Another great thing is by being self-aware, it's also going to help you realize what you are unconsciously calling into your life and how to get out of your own way. And of course, it will also help you realize what you easily call into your life without any effort and how you could use what you get easily to soothe over those more challenging areas. And the reason all of this is so important is because the universe is constantly validating what you believe or know about yourself, that one of a kind energy. It's a valuable tool. Astrology helps you fall in love with your energy and recognize your challenges and helps you think about how you can work around this energy to manifest what you desire into your life. Now, the very first time I was introduced to what we call manifestation, I didn't call it manifestation. It was called prayer. Now, I'm a lover of words and I appreciate that semantics can burn bridges or build them. So, I want to explain what my early experience was when I say manifestation and prayer. I was taught at a very young age to talk to God. I was taught to express my gratitude and to ask, to request what I wanted God to bring into my life. I was taught to do this alone in quiet contemplation, but I was also taught to do it in community. We prayed when times were hard for them to get easier. And when times were good, we prayed to give thanks. We actually prayed to give thanks even when times were hard. So to me, prayer meant being conscious of who I am, where I am, and what I aspire to be, and having the faith that no matter how impossible it seemed, no matter how many breakdowns had to happen for a breakthrough, it would happen as intended in perfect divine timing. Now, as I got older and really dug into more theology and metaphysics and astrology, I was fascinated with the idea that we are all truly one of a kind. There is not another soul on the planet that has your birth chart that can see the world as you do. You have a one of a kind perspective and energy. Now, in the same time frame of understanding all this metaphysical energy, the whole idea of manifestation and positive thought became very popular in our society. And I always respected the process because to me, it was prayer, intentionally living, co creating, having faith. However, with my knowledge of astrology and knowing how original we all are, it was hard for me to understand how one concept could be universal. Now, my current mindset, I like to give myself permission to learn and change my mind in the future, is that the concept of conscious manifestation is universal, the law of attraction. But how we engage this energy is unique to our soul. Now, what do I mean by this? The way you use your planets is unique to you. You may have the same general dislikes or likes as those who have the same planet in the same house in the same sign, but your cosmic blueprint, how you connect all of your energies, is yours alone, which means that the way that you engage or perceive this universal concept is not necessarily universal. Now, here's an example. We often hear how important it is to have a calm mind, to sit in meditation, to clear your thoughts, to visualize what you're trying to bring in, which could be very valuable for some people. However, if I told someone with a Mars and Aries to sit still and to clear their head mind, they would go absolutely mad. It would cause more stress and leave them feeling like they were doing something wrong or out of step, when in truth, they were just approaching this universal concept from the wrong direction. If you have a Mars in Aries, you find rest in action. Moving your body makes you happy. It calms your mind, it calms your energy, gives you inner peace and that ability to visualize, raise your energy levels, and attract what you want into your life. All of this reminds me of that quote that everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing it's stupid. There is a way that you are meant to manifest, and you can unlock that in your planets. So, by understanding your natural energy, you will understand how you naturally manifest and how you can get in or out of your way. Now, sometimes this will mean leaning into the strength of a planet in your chart, and others it means overcoming a challenge that the planet brings. Those challenges are not meant to be sidestepped. You do have to overcome them. They're valuable golden lessons for you to work with. Now, adding to all this, as I mentioned before, the sky is always moving. It's always speaking to your natal chart and activating new challenges and ample opportunities. It also activates times of rest. And that can be really challenging. If you're a person who feels like you have to contribute to matter, you have to work to be valuable to other people. When the universe says it's time to rest and you're trying to manifest all kinds of things for you to do, that's also another challenging time that you are supposed to grow through. As a reminder, if you do not have your chart, there is a link underneath this broadcast for a free chart. There's also a link for a free PDF workbook that can help you map out how you naturally attract things to you. And what I mean by that is in this booklet, you're going to be able to see what those planets naturally attract to them, what they could have challenges with. There's also some keywords for houses and other little goodies inside of that. It's definitely meant to help you find your strengths and your planetary allies. And it could also reveal some natural challenges, but that self awareness, again, is a very powerful perspective shift, which reminds me of another quote that I love. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is. Infinite. William Blake. All right. So, in this series, we are going to look at the 7 traditional planets. We may talk about those outer ones later down the road, but for now, in the next few days, we're going to talk about the 7 traditional ones. And we're going to look at what these planets naturally attract when they're in these signs and some challenges they could have. Again, that booklet, the links to it below this broadcast is going to help you absorb this information a little bit more. So don't feel like you have to take a lot of notes. And also remember that even if you're not born with these planets and these signs, I know a lot of times when we listen to these broadcasts, we just want to skip to the timestamp that says Sun in Taurus and move on. I want you to keep in mind that even if you are not born with the planets in these signs, at some point in your life, they will be or have been in that area of your life. Something to keep in mind. All right. So the first planet that we're going to work with is the sun. Now, the sun rules Leo. I want you to take a second and look at your chart or think about it. What house is the sun in your chart? What sign is it in? And then I want you to look at where Leo is in your chart because these are 2 areas. It could be the same area if you're a sun in Leo where you naturally shine. Now, the irony is that often what is easy for us is something that we quickly overlook. We assume it's easy for everyone else, but it's not by really recognizing, that is where I shine. I don't feel like I'm shining there, but this says that I'm shining there. If you start to think about circumstances and talk to people in your life, they're like, yeah, you're really good at that. You've always been good at that. I envy that you have that creativity, that natural ability. Think about that. To identify what this is, really sit in gratitude for this gift that you have and how you express it with others. Because again, that gratitude is going to help you build on that energy and attract even more things into your life. And because the sun is very powerful, that soul deep, creative, original energy, it can help you come up with some original ideas about how you could attract more of what you would like to have in your life. Now, outside of these areas where the sun is in your chart and where Leo is in your chart, we also have to consider the transits. Now, the sun moves into a new sign every month. Those are all the zodiac signs, and you have all of these in your chart. So every month, this sun sign is shining in a different part of your life. And when it's shining there, it illuminates. It brings positive, creative energy, and yes, a little bit of courage as well to make the changes that you want to make. There's a lot of new beginnings that you can have here. There's a lot of rewards that can come through this time of year. So if you take a moment to think about your year in general, I think you're going to definitely notice certain themes that always come up for you at certain times of the year, certain seasons of life where you're working more, you're working less, where you feel healthier, where you feel a little bit more stressed, where you feel more social, etc. Knowing those seasons can definitely help you do what this podcast loves to do, schedule your fate. If you know that you're usually busy around this time of year, then prior to that time, you can get ready, you can prepare. You can also trust that once that rush goes away, that you are meant to rest. It's all about seasons of growth and shedding when you really notice how the sun moves through each area of the chart. Now, as an example, say you're looking for a raise or you're wanting to change your habits or your status. Notice when the sun is transiting through your second, sixth, or 10th house. Those are going to be times when you're able to build your skill sets or really look at your values and change your habits or even adjust your status in the world. Those are times that you can plan to make big moves. Say you want to be more social, bring in more clients, a new network, a new group, really tap into your dream. Notice when the sun is transiting the third, seventh, and 11th. You want to fall in love, you're looking to travel, you're looking to really change up your brand. Notice when the sun's in the first, fifth, or ninth. Now, you don't have to wait for when the sun is moving through these areas of your chart, but by being conscious of when the sun is there, then you can act on it. Again, and I see this all the time with clients or even just giving horoscopes. When things are easy, we have this impression, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I don't need to lean into that. I don't need to have that tough conversation. I don't need to reach right now because everything's calm. When that's actually the opportunity for you to work ahead of the curve, to gain the most ground, to really use that positive energy to manifest the opportunities that you want to see in your life. All right. Now, all right. So what we're going to do now is look at each of the signs, all 12 of them, look at what they naturally attract and what they have a challenge with. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be tempted to skip, and underneath this broadcast, we're going to have all kinds of timestamps. It says, Aries, listen at this point. But trust me, the sun moves into this sign every year into a different area of your life. And it's good to know when that happens and where that is, because that's when you want to work with the sun to manifest creative, positive, one of a kind, eliminating energy into that area. All right. So, Aries energy. When the sun is in Aries, this manifests very easily a lot of courage and leadership and initiative. It's a pioneering energy. So it's a go getter. Let's launch. Let's do something different. Now, some of the challenges would be being a little bit too impulsive or impatient, not holding on to the vision. We start a bunch of things and then we don't see it all the way through. Notice what house Aries is in your chart when the sun is there and ask yourself, how can I use courage and leadership to move forward, but not be too impulsive? Now, when the sun is in Taurus, we have the ability to manifest a lot of patience, the opposite of Aries, stability, reliability. It's all about our values, our physical world. What is the value of this product? Is it worth what I am putting in front of it? It's all about getting security and comfort. Now, the challenge with the sun in Taurus and manifestation is being too resistant to change, a little bit stubborn, or a little bit too materialistic, having difficulty adapting to new situations. So the universe may be asking you to change or let go of this so you can get your manifestation, but you don't want to change. So kind of think about that and where Taurus is in your chart. Now, Gemini, when the sun is in Gemini, or when it manifests through there, it's all about being curious. Knowledge is power with this sign, being adaptable, being able to meet people where they are. This is something you're able to manifest. It's great for social skills, gaining new clients, really getting into new networks that expand your horizons or your mindset. Now, some of the challenges with this energy when you're manifesting, if you have Gemini energy, is that you can be a little bit too scattered. You don't really go past the surface. You need to go a little bit deeper, set those seeds, bury them deep, and make sure that you're nurturing them. So you don't want to be too inconsistent or too superficial when the sun is transiting through this area of your life. It's more about bringing in the knowledge. How can I seed this for the long term? It's a mutable energy. It's all about changing from what was to what is. Now, when the sun is in Cancer or when the sun is in this area of your life, or if you have planets there, it's naturally good at manifesting empathy, emotional depth, that family, that bond, that loyalty. How can I protect and nurture you? How can I feel protected and nurtured? It's all about the environment. How can you nurture your body? Things that really make you feel comfortable. Now, some of the challenges with this energy could also, because you're so focused on what needs to be protected and how to nurture yourself, is feeling insecure or locking down and not letting what you nurture have the room to grow. There can also be a challenge with setting boundaries or dealing with rejection or criticism with energy. Again, Cancer is a cardinal energy. It likes to start things, it likes to nurture all kinds of things and bring it into its circle. But having the bandwidth to support it could be a challenge. So, if you have planets in this area of your life or when the sun transits, really notice how you can manifest different ways to nurture and protect things, but not be too overprotective. When the sun moves through Leo, or if you have Leo placements, this energy really allows you to attract confidence, creativity, and generosity. It really shines through you. How can you be one of a kind? Now, with this energy, the challenge, which could be blocking you, is not having gratitude or being humble for those gifts that you're sharing with other people. Well, you definitely, some of the things that could be blocking manifestation would be pride or needing that need to validate. Like you, a sun, a true light and sun doesn't need someone to tell them that they're doing amazing. They trust that they are. They're just in their natural flow. They don't even notice the audience. So if you're more aware about what other people think, that could be a block in what you are trying to manifest with the sun in Leo. Now, if you have the sun in Virgo, planets in Virgo, or when the sun moves through this area of your chart, this is a great time to attract and manifest ways to take practical approaches to notice the little things, the details. It's all about work ethic and analyzing and improving situations and knowing that the littlest thing can make the biggest change in your overall health and wealth or just how you approach your relationships in general. Now, some of the challenges with this, what could be blocking manifestation, could be that need for perfection or being so anxious about things that haven't happened that you cannot manifest in the current moment. You want to take control of the situation because you want to be aware that the outcome is perfectly aligned, but the universe is telling you that creation is chaos and to surrender. Let it happen. Do the little things. Do those practices that improve your overall health and wealth, but don't be so locked in that you can't change. You can't say yes to a new idea. Now, if you have the sun in Libra, any planets in Libra, or when the sun moves through this area of your life, being able to attract or manifest really harmonious relationships, this diplomacy, fairness, balance, aesthetics, those are all things that you're going to be able to attract. You're going to notice how you want to bring beauty into your mind, into your surroundings, and you're going to appreciate the partnerships and connections that you have. This is a great time to find alliances or to attract the network that you need when you have the energy moving through this area of your life. Or you could naturally attract these if you have the sun in Libra. Now, some of the challenges that could block your manifestation or derail you is being indecisive or people pleasing and avoiding conflict. And what I mean by this is one of those situations where you compromise, you really humble yourself in a partnership, whether it's romantic or with a client or anyone. You make yourself really small, and the universe says, "That's, that's very kind of you, Libra or Libra energy, but you have your own purpose. You're supposed to be the star of your own show." So all of those relationships crumble, and they crumble because the universe wants you to co-create, to balance, not counterbalance situations that you're in. So definitely notice how you feel in Libra season, what area of that life that is really illuminated. And if you have Libra planets, this is also an important thing to notice, especially as I'm recording this because we're getting closer to eclipse season. Now, Scorpio energy. Now, when the sun is in Scorpio, if you have these Scorpio planets, things that you easily manifest is passion and commitment and loyalty and really seeing people and situations for who they are. Now, that may seem super easy to you. You're like, how can anyone else not read that person? Can you not see them for who they are? Scorpio energy, the sun in Scorpio really illuminates the darkness. It's not afraid to go into the shadows because it knows that there's magic there. It knows that there's wisdom hidden there. So, really appreciate where you have this energy in your chart because by being able to face those shadows, you're able to face your challenges and you're able to manifest really healthy solutions. Now, some things that can block you from really capitalizing on this powerful energy is being a little bit too obsessed with a situation, wanting to control the outcome, not wanting to let go of something, maybe holding on to grudges, a grudge that has nothing to do with what you're trying to manifest, but that grudge is still part of your energetic flow. So it's blocking success for you to grow into a new situation. Definitely think about Scorpio season in your chart, what area of your life is eliminated. If you have any planets there, notice how you have that superpower to go deep with those topics and what blocks you when you try to go deep. Is it because you get too into it, too obsessed with the situation that you can't see the forest through the trees or the trees through the forest, whichever way you say that saying? All right. So Sagittarius, if the sun is in Sagittarius in your chart or that Sagittarius area in your chart, when the sun moves through there, the ability that you have to attract with this energy at a certain time of year is a lot of wisdom, that need for adventure, that optimism, which is what we definitely need for manifestation. It's the love for freedom. It's the love for truth. It's being blunt to say what you mean and mean what you say. It's also a very physical sign. It feels good when it moves, when it gains new knowledge, when it gains new experiences. And if you think about it, everything that I just mentioned could attract almost anything into your life from love, money, relationships, career, freedom. This is a great energy because it's ruled by Jupiter to attract in abundance, wherever this is in your chart. Now, some of the challenges that can block you from manifesting with this energy would be being a little bit too impulsive or overlooking the details and not understanding the karmic connections that you are unraveling or putting together too quickly. So it's definitely one of those energies, and it's hard to do with it is but you have to pay attention to the details. You have to tap into that spiritual truth to understand how you're impacting the material truth and what you're saying and doing in the world around you. Definitely notice Sagittarius season where this area is in your life. If you have any planets there, and reflect on what you naturally bring in and where you may be setting yourself up for some challenges. All right. So if you have Capricorn energy, a Capricorn sun, or reflect on when the sun moves through this area of your chart, Capricorn season, things that you're able to manifest quite easily or work with is discipline, ambition, responsibility, that strong sense of duty and leadership. Like, I am going to build something that is meant to last. I'm going to put a system and structure in place that's going to make my life easier down the road and definitely support generations to come. That kind of energy. This is a great company building energy. This is a great relationship building energy. How can we network together and grow something? So notice if you have planets there, the sun there, definitely notice when that season comes in. Now, ways that you can get in your own way, blocking the manifestation is trying to come through with this energy is being a little bit too rigid or not being able to balance the home and work life. Because if you are always at work, you're never going to be inspired by home or any other creative projects that you do. You are meant to be inspired by the community that you are in so you know what you're building for, why you're building it. So overworking can definitely be blocking this manifestation because you need to get more perspective. Also being too rigid or too negative. And sometimes I hear people say, "Oh, I'm not negative, I'm a realist." But can you realistically find an optimistic solution for whatever you're trying to work around with this energy? Notice where you get in your way in that Capricorn house and where you always and easily find success. Now, when the sun moves through Aquarius, if you have a sun in Aquarius or if you have planets there, you easily manifest opportunities that give you freedom to look at something from a different perspective. It's innovation, it's independence, it's a humanitarian energy. You may find yourself around humanitarian causes, things that really interest you that move society into a different direction. This could be through anything, a creative project, speaking to someone, reading something, just supporting something. You naturally attract a community or an energy around these sometimes out of the box ideas that you're working with. Now, ways that you could challenge what naturally manifests with this energies or get in your own way is by being just a little bit too detached or trying to rebel without a cause. You want to be a rebel with a cause. You want to have feelings and emotions and a reason behind doing what you're doing because that's where the true manifestation comes in. If you're just being a rebel to be a rebel, then you're not going to get very far with this. You need to have that passion to push whatever this is forward. So think about what planets you have here. If you have the sun in Aquarius or when the sun is moving through Aquarius, what comes easy to you and how do you get in your own way? Because by knowing this, you're going to be able to pivot and use this energy in a very powerful way to have a beautiful breakthrough. And it could be a breakdown to breakthrough. Now, if you have the sun in Pisces, planets in Pisces, or when the sun moves through Pisces, things that you naturally manifest is a very spiritual, creative, bigger than me kind of energy. You really have empathy for your fellow man because you can sense and feel where they're coming from. You understand it all as one. And this really opens you up into a very unique way of thinking and perceiving the world around you and gives you the ability to attract in more of what you want. Now, some of the ways that you can get in your way with this energy is not understanding where you end and another person begins, not having a healthy boundary in place to ensure that you're not absorbing someone else's negative or pessimistic remarks, that you're understanding that you have the ability to create, do whatever you need to do. And you don't need to be so concerned that someone else is struggling to reach their goals, their ability to manifest. You need to be more concerned about your ability to bring things into your life. Now, one of the biggest challenges that you could notice when you try to manifest with this Pisces area of your chart or when the sun moves through Pisces is not understanding where you end and the other person or situation begins because you feel like you're all one thing. And sometimes that can give you a lot of guilt when you try to rise up and say, okay, this is my dream, this is my ambition. You find a lot of luck and success, but someone else can't come along with you, or you feel sad that not everyone has the same opportunities. So you lower your vibration to match those. That's not what the universe wants you to do. The universe wants you to have a healthy boundary between where you are and the other situation is, to stand with that person or situation, to have empathy and compassion, but not be absorbed. And the great thing is that when I'm recording this, Saturn is in Pisces, and that's exactly what Saturn is trying to help us to do, to have empathy and compassion for those around us, but not lowering our vibration to match theirs, instead raising our vibration and inviting those situations or people, places, and things to raise their vibration as well. Now, again, this is not just for sun signs in Pisces. You have Pisces in an area of your chart, and the sun will transit through there during Pisces season every year, giving you this opportunity to work with this. All right, so that's all the signs. I know that was a lot of information about both manifestation and how we work with the sun, but I'm really excited about diving deeper into the planets that come after this. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss one of those episodes, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. They'll let you know when I release the next one, which will be about the moon. Also, don't forget to grab your free chart if you don't have one, and that free booklet, because it's going to give you a lot more information about keywords and houses and signs. It's going to give you that time to take your chart and sit down and look at those words and really consider, how do I manifest easily, and how am I challenging myself, and how can I use this self-awareness to alter how I'm manifesting now, raise my vibration, and ensure that I'm bringing what I want into my life. All right, with that being said, you'll have a good one. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I do hope you found some tips and insights. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you can find this podcast in the future. You can also connect with me at schedulingfate.com. I look forward to seeing you there, and next time.